What's a kid to do in this town?
Come on in. Experience Las Vegas the way it used to be at the Valley's newest and most exciting live show, Bonnie's Old West Musical Review, a nationally acclaimed showcase of musical and comedy acts that'll take you back 100 years, back to the grand old days of vaudeville, featuring fabulous food, full bar, and world-class entertainment. Bonnie's Old West Musical Review, affordable fun for the whole family. Now appearing at Bonnie Springs Ranch.
Hello and welcome back to KPVM TV's Young at Heart.
Young at Heart.
There you just had a very small taste of the Bonnie Springs Old West Musical Review. Yeah. Today we have the group with us today.
Lots of people you saw in that actually. They're here with us today. We're very happy to have them.
Sitting right here with us is Jonathan Gorst, the conductor.
Well, on this show, I'm considered the executive producer, which means everything, including the janitor. So
including the janitor and washing the dishes and
That's
getting
right.
the
You're
drinks.
multi-purpose.
I'm a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Jonathan.
Thank
it's
you
very
for
nice
having
to have
me.
you.
Thank you.
Nice
Absolutely.
to see you.
We're excited.
Yeah. So I'm looking at your flyer here.
Yes.
And we have about 10 minutes. 10 minutes for the interview here,
Mm-hmm.
and then 10 minutes where you guys are going to perform. I could do probably almost a full 10-minute interview just off of this flyer alone.
Uh-huh.
A little bit of background. Bonnie Springs Old West Musical Review. These guys are, and ladies, are a small group of theatrical performers. They have a show that they put on. It started just recently on May 26th in Bonnie Springs, and what they do is an Old West musical review, more or less like a vaudeville type show.
That's right.
Bringing
And
back vaudeville a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
exciting. Yeah.
vaudeville is a kind of a lost word in our time, but we've definitely seen the effects of vaudeville. I mean, we've seen the shows like Laugh-In and Hee Haw
Oh, absolutely.
take those tricks, and then you see it even go into like the V Theater in Vegas, the show
Yes.
Variety. Those are still words related to vaudeville because it is a series of acts that plays in succession that are different types of wonder and entertainment.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's not just one thing. It's a mixture of a whole bunch of different things: the comedy, the singing, the dancing, all of it.
That's right.
And it's very exciting. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat.
keeps you going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one lady said the other night, she said, I never once checked my watch. I was always looking forward to what was going to happen next.
Yes, and that's the
What are they
most
gonna
important
do?
thing about a show. That
Exactly.
and leave them wanting more.
That's right.
Yep.
so your shows are Saturday and Sunday nights.
Saturdays and Sundays, the show starts at 7. And when you arrive at Bonnie Springs Ranch, like you said earlier, Bonnie Springs is kind of a destination for the entire day. You can go up to Bonnie Springs, you can enjoy the petting zoo. They've just turned it into a not-for-profit organization, so there's a lot more things to
wow.
see there. It's really exciting to see what they're doing with that. And then you walk into Old Town, Nevada, and it's an old western town. It looks like the set from a movie, so you feel like you're out there in the days of Bonanza and you've got
Yeah.
the shops and little places to
look,
hang
we have
out.
some pictures
There's a
there,
nice
yeah.
picture of the front gate.
Truly an old West feel here.
Yeah, we actually have there's an old train that actually runs up from the lower parking lot and drops you off right there, and then the ticket booth is right under that porch
That
there.
train, I remember the train when I was little. I used to ask my parents all the time, let's go to the place with the train.
That's right. We got to ride
Yeah.
the train around. So
Yeah, look at that right
there's
there.
some dancing going on there.
There's the group, right? Okay.
Yeah.
fun things.
This is actually taken during a show
That's right.
and some media.
There's a picture from our opening night, our lovely cast there. So, going into Bonnie Springs, like I said, we have, there's a full restaurant there that is available during the day, and then at 6 o'clock the park closes. So we open the doors to the saloon, which is in Old Town, right after that, and we serve a dinner up there that you can go and get barbecue ribs, you can get a vegetarian lasagna, even, some lesser food like a meatball sandwich or pulled pork
Wow.
sandwich, something that is just comfortable, and good for the whole family. It's something that everybody's gonna like up there.
Right.
So
And somebody had mentioned that there's a bar there for the adults.
that's right. We have a full bar for the adults. We have some great sarsaparilla and cream soda for the kids.
Oh,
I'm
that's
there.
something
Good.
that you don't find in every
No,
bar.
that's-
And it's a
that
family
is true.
thing. And here in Nevada, there's not too many things. I mean, there definitely are some things, but there's not too many things for the whole family to be able to do.
That's right. If you say you had your parents visiting, your older parents visiting, and you have your kids, you want to go do something all together. certainly many of the shows on the Strip aren't for that purpose.
Right.
But to find those things that everybody enjoys and really get something out of it, and to be together, we really feel like Bonnie's Old West Musical Review is an outlet for that and something for the families to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, keep in mind for those who are visiting the area, Bonnie Springs is what, generally about 10 degrees cooler?
It's about 10 degrees cooler. What we say on our ad is we're 10 degrees cooler, 10 miles out of town for those of people who live in Vegas.
Right.
And we're 10 times more fun for your family. So we want to keep
Exactly,
keep that going. And, it is definitely closer to Pahrump than it is to Vegas. That's
Yeah,
for sure. We've got a nice
absolutely.
14-mile margin on Vegas
Right.
from this way.
And it's a good ride too.
Right,
great.
exactly. And so much of Vegas and even here has been developed so much, going further and further out. But that's still one area, Bonnie Springs, that is just still keeps,
Pristine.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
still-
protected by the Red Rock and the Bureau of Land Management.
And it's a beautiful area, too, with
surrounded
all
by
of that.
gorgeous Red Rock Canyon. And we're just that highway as you cut up, 160 going to Vegas. There's a gas station there that says cut off to Bonnie Springs, Highway 159.
159,
That's what we were trying to remember. We couldn't remember what it was.
They're one number apart,
Yeah.
So how do you keep track of all these little highways in the
Yeah.
mountains? But yeah, it's 160 to 159 right up there, and then it's not more than 5 miles off that cutoff.
Yeah.
That you're right there at the gate to Bonnie Springs.
And you can hardly miss it because the Bonnie Springs area it's a very small community.
It is, yes. It's a great place to spend.
Not
the day.
difficult to find at all.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about your dinner show and the show itself and the special that you have going on right now.
Yes.
2 for 1.
We got a 2-for-1 offer going on the admission to the show. So our ticket price is normally at $26 for adults, $16 for kids. We do have senior military discounts as well as groups over 30. We're offering a dinner show package at $31.
Oh, wow.
So for admission only, though, that $26 ticket, we're offering a 2-for-1 for everybody who calls in, who watches it on your show. Mention the code FAMILYFUN when you call the number. That number is in the area code 702, of course, and it's 318-6530.
Right.
You can also visit our website, which is www.oldwestmusical.com,
Very good.
for some more resources.
Those are really reasonable rates. I mean, even without the 2-for-1, it's still extremely reasonable.
That's
Yeah, I was
right. We
gonna
have a dinner show package at $36 for adults and $26 for kids. So, if you're considering comparing it to something like the Excalibur,
Right, exactly.
where-
How does this compare to shows in Las Vegas?
Right. I mean, the
Yeah.
value is definitely there, and I think the
yeah.
value in the rural communities here in Nevada is great because we're closer. So, you're not driving all the way to the Strip. You're not incurring that expense, but also to reduce that price, 2 adults can go see this show and have a full dinner with non-alcoholic drinks for $72, and I think it's
Less-
quite a value.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Comparing it to a $65 ticket on the Strip
Just
for
a
a similar thing.
Right, and those shows, those shows are built, as I was speaking with Marissa ahead of time, those shows are built more on effects.
That's right.
Your show is built more on actual, I shouldn't say it
Entertainment.
like that.
It's just entertainment,
yeah.
yes, and
Live
talent.
performance, that's right. If we're so intimate. The idea of a stage like is sitting there at Bonnie Springs is it brings the audience directly forward, and you're part of the experience. You're actually, in times of the show, you're surrounded
Literally.
by the experience.
Yeah.
Right,
because
yeah.
we play things out in the house, and we encourage the audience participation, and we actually bring people up on stage. So I won't tell you how we do it, but we definitely bring them up. So
Yeah.
it is true that there are great production effects shows all over Las Vegas, and they are wonderful to go see.
Sure.
But that element of human performance and the live aspect of this show is really something that is unique to the entire
Absolutely.
area.
And I know that you don't want to put down any of the big shows in Vegas because
Absolutely.
you're actually involved with a very big show.
Yes,
That's
nice
right.
segue there, Shane. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm getting
yeah.
better.
That's right. Oh, I've had the extreme pleasure and honor to be part of Phantom since it opened here in 2006 at the Venetian, and I served there as assistant conductor. I also did the national tour of Phantom of the Opera as music director, and we closed that tour in 2010. So before that, I did 5 years of the national tour of Cats, the Broadway musical by
A lot of
Andrew
experience
Lloyd
sitting
Webber.
here.
So I've been around the theater a long time. I've seen a lot of great things. My career started, though, actually in a show very much like this in Cripple Creek, Colorado. So when I was 16 years old, I was in an old saloon up in Cripple Creek playing piano, and they asked me to go downstairs and sub in for a melodrama, an old French melodrama, and they had a musical review afterwards.
Yeah.
And so I went into there, and I found such a love for that connection to the audience and to sing the old sing-alongs. You know, we start the show at 6:45. We have an old sing-along that does things like "Ain't She Sweet" and "Let Me Call You Sweetheart" and all of those.
So the
great
audience
tunes.
interaction is so important. And for
Encourage
you, this
people
is
to
coming
sing.
back full circle too. So that's very exciting.
It really does.
For you and for the rest of the cast, I'm sure you guys are all having such a wonderful time.
Oh, it's so much fun to do the show.
Yeah,
it's
I can
great.
imagine, and I'm sure it's fun to see the show as well.
Absolutely.
So we definitely want everybody to head out there. It's a very
Yes.
exciting show, and pretty soon after these messages, you are going to see them perform some scenes from the show, and it's very exciting. So please stay with us.